IWPR has been working in Syria since 2007. They actually trained me on multimedia then, and then the regime discovered them, and we all were taken to investigative with the security forces. And I signed a contract with the security forces saying that I won't deal with IWPR ever again. And then in 2013, I became their Syria project coordinator. They mainly were working on developing the media skills for the citizen journalists who are still living inside Syria, equipping them with the basic digital security need to protect themselves from being arrested by the regime, or when arrested, protecting their friends and families from being captured as well. Since I've been working, we mainly worked with media activists. We work with local NGOs, local CSOs. We build a women's center where women can use the internet for free. They can surf the internet. It's women-only spaces and women-only friendly spaces. They also have free of charge classes in English, Turkish, French, computer skills. It's just to help them to develop themselves in these conservative, very closed-minded areas. We also train activists on the basic journalism skills. I've trained around 100 media activists on how to write pieces and how to make TV packages. We try also to give them the basic information about how to protect themselves, security, physical security beside the digital security. This is kind of a general idea about what we're doing. For the personal security, we surely work only in the rebel-held areas because it's impossible to get any activist out of the regime area. It's too dangerous for them. But for the digital security, we provide some online trainings because those who are living in the regime and ISIS areas are the main target for the digital security training because they need it the most. They need to know how to encrypt their emails. They need to know how to use safe paths to exchange files. They need to know how to keep their pictures safe, their videos safe, where to upload them, where not to upload them, how to protect themselves from being hacked. There are different kinds of death and different kinds of means. If you're living in the regime areas, the main danger that you will face is being arrested and being killed under torture, or just disappear without any further information about yourself. The same could happen in ISIS control area, beside being bombed by the international coalition. In the rebel-held areas, you can be killed by the Russian Air Force, the regime Air Force, ISIS car bombs, or you could be kidnapped by some gangs. So it has like a different kind of killing methods. I think all Syrians are in danger of all these threats, but news provider and information providers are the main target for all these. We've been living in this hell for the last 5-6 years. We've lost, I think every person of us has lost at least tens of friends, family members, people who you know, you go to school with, you had a relationship with. You know lots of people, I know lots of people who are kidnapped by ISIS, who are in Assad regimes. I don't know whether they're alive or dead. We're kind of numb now. We didn't adapt with that, but we kind of get used to it, and we have to. Otherwise, we're all going to be collapsing, and no one is going to be there to help those who are trying to stand up and to try to survive. Not all the journalists, sadly, are on the human rights base. A huge amount of journalists are on the dictator side, on the tyrant side. And I know many fellows who we used to work together who would be happy if I get killed or died under torture. They are journalists, but in a way they're very much propagandalists embedded with a criminal regime. So this is one point. The second point, the way that I try to get the story of the other citizen journalists and media activists out is through my relationships. First, we have a website, it's called Damascus Bureau, where we publish their stories. We help them to write these stories, and then we publish it in Arabic and English. We also work with the women to write their own diaries and blogs, and we publish it there. So this is one platform, but on the other hand, we try to help them write and publish in different outlets through my personal relationship and the organization network. We try to spread their word as much as we can. We try to translate those who are in Arabic. I have been fixer for many international journalists to find sources from inside and vice versa. Whoever made a short film and he wants help to make it reach to international or foreign Western TV channel, I would do the mediating between the two. This is not what the coordinator is supposed to be doing, but this is Zaina the Syrian does. He shouldn't go. He shouldn't go, especially for the international journalists. It's just too dangerous. I've been, I think I tweeted that last year and I was criticized by many of the international journalists, but I think we Syrians can't really help ourselves getting out of any prison or if we're kidnapped, so it's really hard for us to help any foreigners who's being kidnapped, and especially with the greedy gangs around. So I would completely advise against going in. I don't think they're doing anything right. Facing the refugee crisis as it's the main crisis, not just a symptom of the main crisis. The best that they're trying to do is to give pain relief to a cancer patient. They are still taking a neutral part, leaving Russia and US to fight over Syria and all the other militias. I think on the political level, they're not doing anything. They're stepping aside. On the humanitarian level, they're doing the least. And they're still complaining about the refugee crisis. They only like our sexy ISIS news, ignoring all the human interest stories. So I would, what I would ask is for some attention, stand. I'm not hoping that much, really. But I really, I'm wishful that someday they will know that they're the only solution to be there and to solve the political problem, because obviously Russia and the US, if they're still alone, we're just getting deeper and deeper in the conflict, and we need the other powerful group to interfere and try to find, to help in getting a political resolution.